everyone, it's Robin with Robin's Woodshop. We're here today talking with Coy Lunsford. I used to work with him at the steel mill. We're here with his wife, Allie, who's working the camera. And
say hi, Allie.
Hello.
So Coy's going to talk to us. They have, what do you call it? It's just a pedal kayak, is their name?
Yeah, well, it's a NuCanoe, and they have several different ways to motivate it. Obviously, you can paddle it. This was one of the options, was their pivot drive, which we switched to because we like to kayak fish. And paddling is great until you try to fish, and then you're constantly putting the paddle down, making adjustments, picking the paddle up, putting your fish in. So this allows you to move in, move out, turn, and keep your fishing rod in your hand the whole time. So it gives you fishing time, you know, that you wouldn't get with a paddle.
I've ran into that trying to hold my GoPro and paddle and keep, you know, it's
same
hard.
Same thing.
That's why I want to get one mounted on my head. But anyway, I'll get there someday.
So the cool part about NuCanoe is they offer so many different options. And I've gone between 2 or 3 different kayaks and came back to this. This was one of my first ones, and I repurchased this one last year. And it was, to look at it, you can do anything. You can do anything from fish to play to hunt, paddle. It's stable. I can stand up.
Really?
I can stand. Oh yeah, you can stand on the side of this and not tip this kayak over.
Wow.
It's a little heavy. I mean, they're 85, 90 pounds. Then you put your gear in there, and then it gets heavier. But to have the option to go from paddling to pedaling, they have out drive. They have electric drive. You can mount front or back. I could put a standard trolling motor in the front, just like a boat, and fish, all the way up to a small gas motor on the back, and run it just like a John boat. So it's a lifetime boat. I mean, there's nothing. If I have something I want to do, they offer an option that gets me on it, you know. So
now, do you know if you put a trolling motor on, do you have to register it then?
Yes, you do.
Any kind of, even a small trolling motor?
Yes, you do. If you do anything in Kentucky other than motivated by your,
I thought so.
Yeah, I can pedal it and I can paddle it.
Okay.
But if it moves by itself without me moving it, it becomes a boat, and I have to register it and all that. So yeah,
which I guess ain't a huge deal.
They like their tax money.
Yeah, I guess.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So tell me about the trailer. You were explaining. This used to be a jet ski trailer.
It started its life as a single jet ski trailer. Bought it several years ago, and the plan was to put the single boat on it and actually just run it down low. So along the time we met, and now we're married, and now we have 2 of everything. So everything that was 1 is now 2, and we had to redesign this and figure out a way to do it. So we started building onto the trailer. Started out with this ladder rack that came off of Facebook Marketplace, which is where the trailer came from also. And we cut it down, re-welded the brackets back on the right size to fit right over our trailer here. And then we started working on how to get them on and off the trailer. We went through several different ideas of where to mount them and to still have storage, to try to put storage in the middle, put the toolbox on top, and put the kayaks on, you know, that kind of thing. So we finally decided to get the kayaks up and over the toolbox, and we built this platform out of PVC pipe. It's 3-inch Schedule 40 PVC.
So everything from here up, you did?
We have fabricated to fit, we learned along the way. I mean, it was just trial and error. We started with a simple pipe that was level, and it worked great. It looked great in the driveway, but it didn't work so well on the ramp. You had to sink the trailer almost to the truck to get these down to where it was comfortable to get on and off the trailer. We could pick them up and set them on there. So then we expanded this and added this ramp on the back that actually lets you slide those right off into the water. And you can you drop this down until it's in the water, and then pull the boat right back onto the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Really simple. One person. You can just take the lead rope and pull it right back up. And
okay, that's cool.
And it accommodates heavier boats. I had a much lighter boat, much faster boat that was much easier to get on and off. So you can almost pick it up and set it in. By the time you equip these and the boat itself, you're a couple 100 pounds, you know, by the time you put everything in there. You just don't want to do that by yourself, or even for 2 people, it's hard to lift, you know, and get up there. So this makes getting on the water a whole lot easier, and the boat itself makes your day a lot more fun too.
So you even have lights back here too.
Yeah, I added like, well, that was another thing, a trial and error. We found out that when we put the ramp on, I figured that I put the pipe across right in the way of my brand new brake lights I put on the trailer.
Oh yeah.
So they can be seen, but at the right distance from the back of it, that bar covers it.
Yeah.
So I added a third brake light in the middle.
That's cool.
Just to do that, and made sure I put the flags on.
Okay.
So.
Oh, that's pretty neat. And then you just simply added a toolbox in the front.
Yeah, just that's a Tractor Supply toolbox.
Yep.
Came, just bolted it right down, and pretty simple. It's worked really well for us this year.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good. All right, so let's talk about the kayaks now, I guess.
Sure.
Specifically,
Sure.
I've never really seen one, so.
Right. Well, you know, like everything else, you want to go kayaking, so you buy your first one, and then you realize you may like something better.
Yeah.
So you buy your second one. It's like a camper almost. You buy that first one, then you buy one you like better, and you buy one you like better. I started with a huge, heavy hunting style kayak. It was a barge. It was too heavy to move around. So then I went to a Wilderness, and then went to a couple other brands, and found things I liked. I gained speed, but I lost stability.
Yeah.
And that's what you do.
Mine, it's a sit-in.
Yeah.
And man, I always thought I was going to tip. It took me 2 years to finally tip, which I did last week.
Right.
But I finally tipped over. But I thought I was going to tip much sooner than that.
Oh, yeah. Current's bad for it. Yeah, it really is. So what I found out just from 3 or 4 different brands and 3 or 4 different style of kayak, that this is a good combination of both. It's a hybrid. The NuCanoe obviously is where they started. It's a hybrid between a kayak and a canoe. It has super stability. I can stand up in it. I can stand on the edge of it. Amazing.
No way I could stand in mine.
Oh, you can. Yeah, you can stand. You can actually walk from bow to stern. And there's some YouTube videos out there of guys walking these, and they will walk, and they're that stable. Wow. I know anybody can flip a kayak, and it's possible, but I think I would have to intentionally want to flip it to get it to go over. I've never been in a position where it even tried to go over. So these were just a good choice for, this is a do-all. You know, it'll last me a lifetime, and there's nothing I can't do with it. I can hunt, I can fish, we can play. Now what it is, it's a Swiss Army knife. So it's a little heavy, but makes it not the fastest kayak. It's, you know, it's kind of a barge, but it's faster than the heaviers that I've been in. On the other side, it's nimble enough to get around, so it falls perfectly in between. It's done everything I've ever asked it to do.
Okay.
Paddled it for the first 2 years, Allie. Is that right? So we paddled, and I like to kayak fish, and paddling and moving around and fishing are hard to do at the same time. You get in your spot, you want to, you know, you got that rod in your hand, then you want to adjust. So you got to put that rod down, pick the paddle up, move around. I tried those little fishing paddles, the short ones, and they're okay, but you don't really have the movement. So we moved on to the pivot drive, which is one of the drive options they did, and it's been phenomenal for fishing because I can keep the fishing rod in my hand, I can pedal forward, I can pedal back, I can move left and right, and never put my fishing rod down. So that's been a huge upgrade for us.
All right.
And I can show you a little bit of how it works. It's very simple. That's another thing about NuCanoe that I really like. Everything they do is modular. I can have all this off here in about 10 to 15 minutes. When these came in, we actually put them both on in 30 minutes or less. We had it ready to go. So if I want to take this off and paddle, I can have an electric drive at home ready to go in, and it goes right back in the same holes and works the exact same way. So once you're used to putting it on and taking it off, I can switch and really do anything I want. So this I really like. Well built. It has a nice quiet belt drive up here.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Some of these are, no, not at all. They're very mechanical when they move. They're good, but they're very mechanical. There's other systems out there that don't have the prop. They have like a natural swimming motion to them. The really high-end, expensive kayaks.
Oh, they're better, really?
Oh yeah.
I would think that would be better, but
this is not budget priced at all. It's higher end, but it's not the premium
Really?
kayaks that are out there. So their design's different. And what I found when we were looking at it is that's great. It's natural, but you can't back up.
Oh.
If I want to back up, I have to pick that up and turn it around. And
you don't want to do that.
So you don't want to do that. This gives me the ability to move forward or back. That's simple.
Yep.
And it's this quiet in the water, so it's easy to get in and out. It steers easy, left and right.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. How do you? I saw that handle. I didn't know what it was for.
Yeah. Now they make two options. If you do the electric drive, you can do foot steering, which mounts up here on your left or right with your foot. You can steer, and then the control for the electric is you can put really anywhere, but it's kind of designed for your right hand, so you can steer with your foot and just adjust the speed here and continue to fish. But this has been really good. These pop up. Simple to get out of the water. It just has a simple paracord that runs to the front.
Oh, okay. And then you get up, you're ready to dock. You just pull it up.
You can grab that, pick it up, and it latches in the front, keeps the drive out of the water.
Handle there.
Yep. It has a release back here. If I bang into something, it'll release and pop loose so I don't tear this drive up. And then
that's very because I could see tearing that up.
You can take this right over a log. It'll go over it. When it gets back, it'll go right back in the water and lock. It's just beautiful for that.
Nice.
So
nice.
The one thing we have found, this is redesigned for this year. It's still not enough. This is like, I think the second or third generation of these, and I don't know, I'm not an expert on it, but the first generation was harder to pull, and I wish this had been extended even further, because from there it's still a little hard to pull.
Okay.
It becomes hard. It doesn't feel comfortable to get up. So if this were a little higher, it would give you a little more leverage on that. Yeah. Which I think would be better. But other than that, it's perfect. I can't
see you got a couple of fishing holders. Yeah. Fishing pole holders.
That's a work in progress. I'm good. The standard crate up here.
Your seat?
The seat, super comfortable. And this is another thing they did too. Swivel. It's a swivel 360. Comfortable all day long. It breathes really well and it rotates around. I can fish and turn this around and work in my basket. I can fish off the side of the boat, stay in the seat. Nice. Some people, they make a lock for this. Actually, Allie has a lock on hers. You can see a lever sticking out the front. Oh, yeah, yeah. She has to pull the lever, then it'll swivel, and then when she let go, it'll stay wherever you leave it in a few positions around. If you're paddling, it wants to do that. Okay. So I'm comfortable with that. I'm okay because I can kind of lock my feet when I paddle, and having it move is perfectly good because I'd rather have the freedom to not have to pull that lever, where I can just spin around and get to my fishing gear, you know, which is really cool. They make different height adjustments for it. So if I want to get up higher, I can fish higher. The boat becomes, obviously, the higher you go, you lose a little stability. Right. You don't really notice it in this boat, though. It just doesn't do that. It does really well either way, but I actually have the height of the adjuster, and I took it back off. The reason was the pedal drive. When I had it up, it was a strange angle for me here. So I put this back down to actually get a better angle on the pedals. Okay. So, and it's got a rail here where the whole seat it does. These will slide all the way to the front and all the way to the back. And you even have the option to take this seat, bring it back, and put a second seat in the front. Oh, wow. And make this a divorce boat. Trying to get along, you mean? That's exactly why they call it that. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. I've had one 2-seat kayak in my life, and I had it out for half a season and said never more. I'll bet. You might love your girlfriend, your wife, but you try to get in the same boat. So last week I learned something from two guys I went kayaking with. They take camp seats. Just like bleacher seats kind of things that's just this, and they put it in their kayak. Oh, yeah. And I thought that was awesome because I get, rear end gets sore, my back gets sore if I'm in there for long, but that's absolutely, you learn stuff all the time, I guess. Yeah, and it's great. Like what you're doing here, you see unique things. Yeah. We learn so much. There's so many smart people out there who do cool stuff like that, man. Things you never think of. But here's a simple, they found it. You know, they were at a hardware store and found something that works great, you know.
Yeah.
And I love watching the channels and watching all what the guys do on their boats, because everybody's unique. They all do their own thing, and it's cool.
Well, I'm 2 years into it, and I am still I still consider myself total beginner. I'm going to do a video in a little while that I feel like I kind of leveled up. I got on the Ohio River and crossed over from the Indiana side to the Kentucky side, and that, to me, that was a big deal.
Oh yeah,
on the river, you know, and had to wait for bars to go by, and but I still don't feel comfortable getting on the river in my kayak on the weekend with everybody in their speedboats and everything.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get dumped.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, I mean, we have the same thing. We have a small lake here in the county that it's too small for the usage it has. So between the jet skis and, you know, all the other boats and, you know, all the people that come in just for the weekend.
Williamstown?
It's Williamstown.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. So we have the Buckeye Navy that comes down every weekend and they play and they go back home. And it's I don't go anywhere near it on the weekends.
So I like Bullock Pen. That's probably my favorite lake. I've done Doe Run, which is closer to home.
Okay.
I like Bullock a little better, but if I got a Sunday afternoon, I'll go to Doe Run.
Right.
And then lately I've been going on the river. So, and then I did Kentucky River.
Yeah, I was going to say the Kentucky River.
Just from the Ohio River up to the first lock.
Okay. A good place to fish,
back.
right up there by the lock. I like to fish right down there too. Oh yeah, good place to go.
Yeah.
The Licken's not too bad. If you go up, get above, you know, where they're actually busy from the first ramp there. You get above that, it's not bad at all. We like to go to Campbell County over to AJ Jolly.
Yep. So I haven't tried that, but I know that's there. I used to go there when I was young.
They got an excellent ramp to put in. They have a kayak ramp designed just for it. Huh. You put your kayak in a almost like a plastic ramp. Go park, do your thing,
and you get in it safely. You can, and then kind of slide. Really,
dry as a bone. You get in a dry, push it out the front, and go into the water. And when you come back, you paddle up to it, pull up inside of it, and step out. And your kayak's sitting on it. Yeah, it's because
that's tricky. That's an art in itself, getting in it from either the ramp or the bank.
Oh, absolutely.
I watched a video of a guy put in on a ramp, and his wife or girlfriend went on, and then he went to get in, and then the camera goes sideways because he slipped on the outboard. Because
he's trying to get in. Oh yeah,
right down he went. You know?
Well, and boat ramps are great, but there's too much concrete, too much rock, and you don't want to tear your boat up. And you know it's bad. But you know, one of the things I've always said is taxes. We all hate taxes. We all hate fees, and we all hate having to pay a license. But the one thing I pay Kentucky that I don't mind paying is my hunting and fishing license, because I see what they do for my money. I get a lot back for my money. I think so. One thing I wish they would invest in, and you can use your channel here to do that, I would love to see them invest in kayak launches at all the state ramps. It'd be great. It'd be simple. All you gotta do is throw some sand down. Get the rock out, put some sand down, give us a place to get the kayaks in and out. Would be wonderful.
Well, I'm going to go to AJ Jolly and check that ramp out. Even if I don't put in, I just
go check. Oh, it's cool. Yeah, it's well worth it.
Seen that? Never even heard of it. So.
Oh yeah, I think it's the only one in northern Kentucky, I believe.
Yeah,
that has one. So.
Huh.
Yeah.
There's Gus, the resident of Bowles Lake. Gus, watch out, Gus. Gus. Come here, Gus. Oh! That's awesome. Gus says no.
I swear I've done that before.
No, but what Gus is in the way.
Hey guys, what's up, buddy?
There he comes. Little cold for me, Gus. Yeah, I figured you'd do that. I knew you shook right on me.
So this is the lazy man's trailer.
Yeah. Huh. Yep. Well, that's awesome. Pretty nice. And then when you come back, you just line up.
We'll talk.
Outstanding. Very nice.
I always tie it off. It's actually a little slick where normally there's carpet runners down there.
Yeah, yeah.
It wants to slide off coming up the hill.
Okay.
At least that way I know it's not going to.
Very nice. I mean, I think that's it. I appreciate your time. Appreciate you showing me.
No, I'm happy to. Yeah, love to show off our project. That's great. Yeah.
I met Coy. We worked together for a while at the steel mill. And are you still running anywhere? You're a firefighter, EMT.
Was. I'm not running with anybody at all except working there as an EMT.
Yeah.
That's it. So,
all right.
Yeah.
So I went over to AJ Jolly State Park and looked at this kayak entry that Coy mentioned, and sure enough, there it is. Looks like you just sit your kayak down inside there, and then you would enter right there where that right in the center of it. Step right through there into your kayak. And then once you got in, you take your pole, your paddle, and stick it in those grooves, both sides of those grooves, kind of horizontally, and then just keep pulling yourself in the direction you want to go. Pretty interesting. Pretty neat setup. Anyway, listen, thanks for joining me here at Robin's Woodshop. Be sure and check out robinswoodshop.com if you need cutting boards or charcuteries or things like that. Otherwise, check out my channel here. Be sure to subscribe. Taking you all on adventures that I enjoy, bringing you all along with me. So I appreciate it. Thank you.